I don't think I ever gave anyone a chance to have any say in when I change my hair color. It's my head and it's my hair. Hi, Allure, I'm Lindsay Lohan, and today I'll be breaking down some of my most iconic looks. Freaky Friday, 2003. Wow, that just reminded me of like MTV Diary. Oh my God, I just got like deja vu. Freaky Friday was different, and I remember this was the phase that I was going through with like Avril Lavigne was like everything. And I went to my hairstylist, Tracy Cunningham. I was like, I really want the white stripes in my hair, but I think it was probably traumatizing for Tracy Cunningham to have to do, stripping out this natural red hair to white bleach blonde. I think I like remember getting it back to normal was pretty tough. It just didn't feel the same right after. And now I look back on it and I think like, what was I doing to my hair, first of all, and why? But I made it such a point that it was great. And it looked great for the character because I wanted her more punk. But now that I look back on it, I'm like, should I second guess that? The makeup was really important because Anna wanted to go against her mom's wishes at any point she could. I actually wanted the eye makeup to be heavier, but it didn't read well on camera. We needed to tone it down for Disney, so we went a little lighter. Shut up! I remember at the time of Freaky Friday with my wardrobe, I was so self-conscious. Like I wanted to wear low-rise pants because I wanted to be cool. At that age, you still want to play someone who's a little bit sexy, but I was always nervous about what my stomach looked like, if it was flat enough. Like that was my big thing on set. And I look back and I'm like, why was I so hard on myself? Like it's okay. Mean Girls 2004. Playing Cady to Mean Girl Cady was really interesting because I loved not having to go through a long hair and makeup process on set because I was the youngest one when we were filming, so I always had to go into schooling and everybody else got to hang out. So the less time I could spend in hair and makeup was great. So playing chill Cady was really nice for me. And then of course, being with the girls, I was like, oh, I wanna dress like that too. I want her to be like Mean Girl Cady now.
I love how you make a transition from your hair and makeup journey.
So did I. During the process of the transition for Cady was mainly heels and short skirts and curls. So we tried to keep basic Cady with always straight hair or tied back. We just wanted to show just a completely different version of it. It's so important because it just shows that she's changed as a person immediately without even having to say anything. So I actually got the best of both worlds, which was really fun. And Mark Waters was a fantastic director, was great to work with. And it was like the juicy couture era. I mean, it was just like pink and fun and cardigans and splendid little thermal tops that we wanted lower done. And it was just like pastels is better. So I had a lot of fun doing Mean Girls, especially with costuming. I had a lot to say and I had a great team around me. You always really get a lot to say as an actor, especially when you want to dive really deep into it. And you know better anyone who you're gonna bring, that person is that you're gonna bring to life. I luckily got to have a good amount to say.
Come on, you get that shot of Mr. Walker. He won't even allow his picture in the yearbook.
You know what they say, a good reporter is always on the job.
Get a Clue, 2002. For this, I wanted to spend so much time in hair and makeup because it kept me out of school. And it was more fun to be in there. We had time really to focus on what hair and makeup was gonna look like with the wardrobes. And it was a big part of the character because she was a very expressive character. So that was important. So we had a lot of time to focus on that, which was great. I remember Juliana, she was really great because she was pulling like Poochie for me at that age. She was pulling like vintage Yves Saint Laurent at that age for the Pygmalion look. I mean, we got some really good costumes. And then the hair that we did, there were throwbacks and references that we did to old Hollywood in some of the hairstyles, and that was really fun to do. And then even the little clips that we did in there, so early 2000s. On this particular scene, it seems like my hair fell because I don't think it was supposed to be like that. We were excited for costumes, we were excited for hair and makeup, and in this movie I remember like was one of the first times on screen I got to learn about how to wear a corset and how to tie it, and that was really fun. So this was just a blast to do. Blonde Lindsay. I remember, so for the 2003 VMAs, I think I was just finished doing Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. It was around the time of right in between filming Mean Girls. And I had secretly been bleaching my hair myself in Toronto in my hotel room because I really wanted to be blonde. And no one would let me. I think I was just trying to get the blonde going. and I didn't finish it. okay? Somehow that picture still exists. I remember I actually had long hair at the Dior 2005 at the Cinema Society. And I tied my hair in a bun and we just clipped short hair over it. And we made the bangs, so it wasn't even real, which was the first time I'd ever really done anything like that. And it was really fun and I loved it. And I think my mom had seen me like the next day or something. She's like, did you cut your hair? I was like, no. I don't know if I'd do that again. I don't know how bangs look on me. I have a pretty round face and I don't know if it does me justice. I'm the kind of person where, especially when I was playing different roles then, I didn't want to have the same hair for every role because then I felt like people would just keep seeing me as the same character. So I felt like I needed a visual change and it helped me kind of make a difference in the characters that I was playing. Hostage premiere, NYC 2006.
Do you remember what kind of products or things you were using?
I do remember that I loved contour, and I still do, and I'm not ashamed of an 80s contour. And it started to begin there. When I was younger and when I was in school, people would make fun of my freckles, so I always wanted to find out how I could use foundation and how I could cover them up and what makeup was good for that. And my mom and my family would always say, like your freckles are beautiful, they're angel kisses. But you don't believe that when you're a kid. You're like, no. And then over time, you learn to love and embrace them. And yeah, it's just a process of life. It's just growth. And at around this time, I was like, they're not gonna go anywhere. So I just learned to love them. Definitely the hardest color was when I went really dark. I think because I was going from being darker, and I was trying to get back to my natural lighter red. So this was like the transition, but I liked this color. I would get from everyone that I worked with like, oh, so glad you're going back to red. So glad. Like, finally you're red again. I feel like it takes you learning yourself to know what suits you best. And over time, after messing with my hair and trying different things, and I ended up realizing I loved my hair red the most. So that's why I'm red. Falling for Christmas movie premiere 2022. Having the ponytail at Falling for Christmas was kind of a last minute thought. It was with Daniel Priano, who I work with, and Christopher Buckle did the makeup. And I feel like we were like, let's just do something different that I've never really done before on a carpet. It's new, it's refreshing. I haven't been on a red carpet in so long. And so we snatched it back. And I'll tell you something, I videoed taking my hair out after that. My mom was helping me and it was pretty hysterical. Lots of bobby pins, ones that you don't even realize are there. The amount of clip-ins I had to get that tight, I didn't know. I had forgotten what it was like, but it was worth it. I've always loved the color pink. It's always been a big part of my life. I've always loved pale pinks, and yeah, I just love a natural pink cheek and a natural pink lip. I think it's pretty and effortless, and it's keeping it classy and simple, and I just love that. I mean, I'm really blessed because I've known Christopher for coming up on 20 years. Since right around Me Girls. I think he has such a beautiful hand, he's such a beautiful artist, that once you have someone that you feel comfortable with and safe with and putting your face in their hands, never let them go. And I really trust Christopher. I don't even attempt to do my makeup anymore. It just doesn't look the same. Even my husband's like, your eyebrows do not look like the way Christopher does it. I'm like, thank you for reminding me. Now I feel like shit. I think we're all iconic in our own ways. We just have to give ourselves, the space to get there. And I think we all have something, genuinely iconic in all of us. I think we all have something beautiful to share with each other, and some people, we don't take the time to give ourselves credit for it. So iconic to me is just appreciating who you are and not being afraid to share that with everyone else.